Hello, readers of all ages. Welcome to Story Time. Today we're going to be reading Love Rules, and in this story I will be asking lots of questions for you to think about adoption. This is a great tool just for students to be able to answer questions that are similar to ones you would expect in school, probably kindergarten through third grade. But it's also a great way to talk about this topic as a family or even as students in a classroom. So I hope you enjoy and learn something new. Thank you.
Love Rules, a family's true story of adoption and unconditional love by Andrea Melvin, Dave Eaton, and Michael Clark Jr., illustrated by Danielle Parchment. Wow, let's take a peek at the cover.
Yeah.
How are they feeling here?
Happy.
They look very happy. It makes me think this might be the ending of the book. Let's open it up. Oh, on the title page, they look happy too. And they're all dressed up in fancy clothes, and it looks like they're walking towards a big building. That's called the courthouse. Can you say courthouse?
Courthouse.
A courthouse is a government building, and that might be where you might finalize an adoption. This is dedicated to the friends, social workers, and teachers who changed so many kids' lives. It was time to leave again. As he'd done before, Michael packed his bag and carried with him many questions. How does this book start? What's the mood the author sets in this book? It's kind of a sad mood, isn't it? Where are we going? Who will be there? Will they have macaroni and cheese? What kind of kid is Michael? He seems curious and thoughtful. Hand in hand they walked. As he looked up ahead, he thought about what he'd left behind. What do you think that means? What is he leaving behind? His tummy squeezed. What does that mean?
That means going bye-bye.
He is going bye-bye, and he's feeling maybe scared, nervous, worried, or anxious. A last question whispered, "Will I stay?" I wonder what that means. What is he wondering about? Will he stay where? Twinkly eyes and warm smiles he'd never met before welcomed him in. "Hello, Michael. We made you macaroni and cheese. We hope you like it," said Andrea and Dave. "How did you know that was my favorite?" he asked. Why do you think they had mac and cheese ready for Michael?
I don't know.
Maybe they want to welcome him, make him feel comfortable. What kind of food do you like to help you feel comfortable? Michael explored the pictures on the wall. Who is that and that? That's our family, Michael. He clutched his bag. How would you feel to be with a family and not have your picture on the wall?
I don't know.
Maybe you can infer how Michael might be feeling. Would you like to play with Rory? He threw his ball, but it crashed into a lamp. Oh no, he worried. Do I have to leave? Have you ever broken something? What did you think about what would happen? What does Michael think will happen?
I don't know.
But Dave reached out his hand. Don't worry about that, Michael. Come, let's go see your room. My room? How does he feel about his room?
Good.
He looks excited. Michael packed his days with new adventures. One night he camped out under the stars for the first time. He felt like he was one of them. What do you like to do with your family? I like to camp too.
Yeah.
As school approached, he carried with him many more questions. Where is my new school? Who is going to take me? Will they have chicken nuggets? What kinds of things have you worried about before the first day of school? How is this the same or different than Michael's worries? On his first day, they walked him up the steps to his classroom. Michael's tummy squeezed. That means he's feeling worried again. At last, he whispered, "Will I belong?" Have you ever thought that on your first day of school?
No.
Will I belong? Yeah. Looking around, he saw new faces. Do I look different from the other kids? Michael asked. You do. And we are all unique in our own ways, said Andrea. And the kids can't wait to meet you, said the teacher. Do you most identify with Michael on this page or the other kids? Why? Michael had new rules to learn too. Some of those rules were hard at first. He forgot to raise his hand. He couldn't stay in his seat, and taking turns was tricky. One day, his wiggles grew rambunctious, and the teacher had a talk with him. Oh no, he worried. Do I have to leave? We are all learning here, she said. Let's try again. But Michael sat alone. What kind of kid do you think Michael is?
I don't know.
Just then, he felt a hand reach out, and another, and another. His classmates surrounded him. He felt like they were holding his heart in their hands. He welcomed every face. Hi, I'm Michael. Do you want to be my best friends? They giggled under the parachute. They whispered during nap time. When Lily lost her crayon, Michael shared his. I want you to think again about what kind of kid Michael is. What do the students do to make Michael feel welcome? What could you do to welcome a new student to your class? Every day in his house, it felt more like home. Every day with his friends, it felt more like family. Still, a question whispered, will this feeling be forever? One night, he heard Dave and Andrea talking. Something big was about to happen. He could hardly sleep. What have you noticed in this book? Is there a pattern happening here with how Michael feels?
Yeah.
He often feels worried. He feels worried that he will have to leave. Do you think he'll always feel this way? The next morning, he packed his belly with pancakes. He was bursting with questions. Where are we going? Who will be there? Will you? But before he could ask, he was swept out the door. Where do you think they're going?
I don't know.
Look, I see Andrea is all dressed up and so is Michael. It kind of reminds me of the title page. Remember the title page? I also see a picture of Michael with Andrea and Dave on the wall. Hand in hand, they walked up the street to the courthouse. His stomach squeezed. His last question finally whispered, will you be my forever family?
Yes.
But as soon as Michael entered the courtroom, he didn't just know the answer, he felt it. He felt it from the judge sitting in front of him. He felt it from his mom and dad by his side. He felt it from the 21 hearts glued on rulers waving behind him. Love rules, cheered his classmates. Yet nothing could truly measure the love Michael felt in his heart. I'm adopted! For forever and always, Michael was home. Michael was a friend. Michael was family. And Michael never heard those questions whispered again.
Yeah.
How is your family the same as Michael's family?
Good.
What are you wondering about adoption?
I'm good.
Pictures of a forever family. Based on a true story that captured the hearts of many as their courtroom adoption video went viral, Michael, Andrea, and Dave tell the story of opening your hearts to one another. And here's pictures of Andrea, Michael, and Dave.
Okay.
The end.